What's going on, everyone on YouTube? I am Larry the Batman fan. I hope you guys are doing well today. So today we are going to be doing a pickups video. This is pickups video number 25, and it's going to be a great one. It's going to be my last one that I do. I know I said that in the past. A couple of pickups videos before this one would be my last one, but I had some other stuff that I picked up and got, and so I was like, you know what, I had all this stuff, I just wanted to get a few more things, plus I was planning to do a DS collection. I need more games. It's one a little crazy, splurging, spending money, not this paycheck, but last paycheck, bought about 20 Nintendo DS games, so it's going to be coming up very soon, that video, but I do have some DS games going to show in this video. So, spoiler alert. And I do have some other cool stuff that I'm going to be showing here in this video as well. My megaphone is not working properly, so I'm going to film without the megaphone. But hopefully you guys can hear me okay, so that way you can hear what I'm saying. So that was the whole point of having the megaphone in the first place, was for my videos, the quality of it to sound better than it was. So yeah, that's why. But it's not working, so I can't use it right now. These pants that I'm wearing are actually brand new. I bought these with my paycheck, so you can kind of see these here. These pants. Not too expensive. Hang on a second, before I show you the rest of this stuff, I gotta clean these off. They get dirty, I must clean these at least once a day. But, I don't have 20/20 vision, so I have to wear glasses. Anyways, I do hope that everybody's doing well today, and that you're enjoying my older videos and the videos that came out recently. Hopefully you're finding those entertaining. Let's hit that subscribe button, everybody. Hit the thumbs up bell and the notification. That way we can get to 400 subscribers. That would greatly help me out. If you would please subscribe to my channel. Get me up there, I don't have enough subscribers, I feel. I need more. Come on, man. I need your help out there. I'm not asking for money. I'm just asking for you to subscribe, click on the videos, and check out my videos. Click the notification bell, and click that thumbs up button, or the love button as it's called now. So we're going to get started in just a few seconds. And when I do pickups videos, you pretty much know how it goes if you've been watching. So you know that it's going to be the non-gaming stuff first before we get to the gaming stuff. So take a quick drink. There will be a few pauses because I have to take a few drinks. I have a funny feeling this video might be a 45-minute video or an hour video. Got some Mountain Dew tonight. So I know it's not healthy, but I need it for the sake of this video because I'm really tired. So anyways, for starters, I got this thing from Ishmael. I think it's an aftershave thing. And I also got Acqua di Grillo Profondo right here. It's very good stuff. Can I show that good? There, now you can see it. And I also did get some Star Cologne, Angel, but that's downstairs in my lunchbox, so I'm not going to pull that out now. I've been taking one to work just in case. You never know when you're going to need it. And I think a month or two ago I bought some Acqua di Grillo Profondo and Bleu de Chanel and one other cologne. But I gave that Acqua di Grillo Profondo to a friend of mine, because he had no cologne, and he's poor, so I helped him out. I just bought another one here, so now I get to enjoy it. Excuse me. There were 3 shirts that I got. I got 2 of them here. The other one's a Champs shirt that I picked up at Walmart. And it's a 2X. That one I won't be able to show in this video because I don't know where it currently is. I mean, I watched all of these, but that one might be in my closet somewhere or up on this rack over here. I don't know, but it's gray. Excuse me, and it cost me $9, so it was cheap, and I liked it, so I bought it. And I needed a few more short sleeve shirts because I really didn't have enough. I just had the 2 Transformer shirts, 2 Spider-Man shirts. I got a red short sleeve shirt and I think a Batman shirt and one black shirt with a little patch there. I just felt like I needed a few more, so I picked this one up off of eBay for about 22, 23 bucks. It's a little bit more when it's Marvel related. Here, now it's straight, it's not upside down. It's an Avengers t-shirt right here, and it's in my size. As you can tell, pretty cool. Glad to have that in my collection for shirts. And I picked this one up, which I got for about $7.50 off of eBay. Except I didn't, oh, it isn't, it is proper right here. I thought it was inside out. It's a Gildan right there in my size 3X, so pretty cool. Nice green shirt here. Nice to have that. And like I said, the gray one, the Chaps one that I picked up for $9 from Walmart. Other than that, I got a belt, another belt, because I have one belt, but you really need 2, because if your belt breaks, then you don't have a backup unless you have a second one. So it's nice to have this one. I look forward to trying this on, see if it fits me. Hopefully it does. I go a size up from my pant size because when I get 42 on a belt, it's usually not big enough. So I have to go a size up. So those are 44s. But hopefully they're good. Now, I did get some comic books recently, within the month or two's time. I got some from my friend John, and I got some from another guy named Brian. Didn't pick up any from Comics Index though, because I really have enough, to be honest. I have so many comic books. Got comic books right there, 2 or 3 boxes there. No, actually 5 boxes over there, and then here. And I got a couple boxes here, some stacked on the floor right here, which you can't see, and then a box over here beside me on the right. So I've got tons of comic books, tons to read. I really don't need to go to a comic book shop for any more comic books or buy any off eBay. I'm good, But if my friend John sends me any for free, then I'll accept it. I'll be like, yeah, thank you so much. God bless you. He is going to be sending me a package soon, since my birthday is coming up. Anyways, here's some I got from Brian. I picked up 5 comic books from Brian, 2 separate orders. They came around the same time. We got a Marvel Tales Spider-Man with Green Goblin on the front. Pretty cool to have that. It's back. I'm not going to take it out right now, but pretty cool. And pictures like that. That's what Acid Roots would say. And pictures like that. Shout out to Acid Roots. He's hilarious for saying that. And pictures like that. Black Canary. There's a couple in here that I need to find. Oh, here it is. This was from Brian. Got that Fantastic Four comic book off of him. Pretty cool to have that. Felt like I needed a couple more Fantastic Four because I didn't have very many. I only had like 2. Now I've got more like 4. So I don't have a ton of Fantastic Four. Never did. No. Just a few here and there. Oh, let's see. Got to show these two. These were from a different seller. I picked up some Ultimate Spider-Mans and saw it doing one free comic book for free, even though it wasn't complete. Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man, issue number 85, right here. Pretty cool to have that. Some Ultimate Spider-Mans. I got one now from the 80s. Here's Spider-Man issue number 63. It's also cool to have that because I don't think I have any from the 60s in the Ultimate Spider-Man comic books. I got issue number 32 of Ultimate Spider-Man. And then I got issue number 80 of Ultimate Spider-Man. Pretty cool. And then this free one that I said, which is The Spirit. So I have heard of The Spirit because of that movie. I saw that when it first came out. I'll never watch that movie again because it's too vile. Surprised that movie wasn't an R, but I guess an old comic book's okay. Like I said, it's not complete. Doesn't have the cover or the back, so it is nice that they put it in this laminated thing. I forget who sent me that. It might have been a female or could have been a male. I don't remember. It wasn't Brian or John, so. Just keep that in the back of your head. The ones that John sent me, didn't have any of them except for one, but I passed the Crossfire comic book on to my friend Norman as a gift, an early birthday gift. But he still hooked me up with some comic books here. There were 3 that I sent back to him though, because 2 of them didn't have no story in it. And one of them wasn't appropriate, so I had to send it back to him. They sent me this thick book, graphic novel of the Avengers, which is pretty cool to have that. Glad he sent me this. I don't have very many of these thick books, so pretty nice. Definitely looking forward to reading this. You know, I do like some Avengers. They're a pretty cool team. It's got Badger right here. Pretty cool to have that. Mind you, some of these I had to put in their sleeves and everything because he didn't have that. He didn't put them in the sleeves, so that's why they look like that. This one's called Grimm, which I never read Grimm before, but it's still pretty cool to have that. Excuse me. This one's called Archer and Armstrong, issue number 5, featuring Eternal Warriors. It's pretty cool. I have heard of Archer and Armstrong. I've got a couple of them in my collection. Got a Red Sonja, Death and the Devil. Red Sonja's pretty cool. I've only got one other Red Sonja comic book that I picked up at Earthworld in the 25 for 20 deal for comic books. It's nice to have that, so I have 2 now of Red Sonja. Got The Losers, which is a war comic book. Pretty cool to have that. It's an old one from the 70s or 80s. I got Scout, issue number 21, right here. Got a couple of Scouts from him in the past. Got another Force Works. This one is issue number 169 right here. Pretty cool. Got another Scout. This one is issue number 12. Right there. I got a Wonder Man. This one's issue number 16. Got a Rebels comic book by Dark Horse, and it's issue number 7. Never heard of this one before, so they threw me off on this one and one other, or maybe two others. I haven't heard of that one either. This one, I haven't heard of Toy Boy, Jason Toy Boy. I haven't heard of this one either. This one surprised me too, the Champions. Justice League Europe. Haven't heard of this one either. This one sounds really interesting, sounds really cool. Sounds like a really good one. But I'm just not familiar with this one at all. But it looks pretty cool. This one's issue number 43. If you actually believe that, hell no. Of course I've heard of the Justice League. They're cool. Probably threw you off there. Like, what? Larry's never heard of Justice League? Come on, you'd be living under a rock if you didn't know who Justice League was. If you don't know Justice League, Batman, Thor, Iron Man, or Superman, or Spider-Man, you're living under a rock. Or Captain America. Especially with the movies popularizing some of these comic books. Here's the Wolverine, got that. This one's issue number 65. I'm going to try to sit back, my back's starting to hurt. Right there. Got Rogue Trooper issue number, well, this one says 21 and 22, so maybe it's a special. I get both issues in one. Gotten a few Rogue Troopers from him in the past. Pretty cool. The first time I heard of Rogue Trooper was the video game. Next up we have is the Incredible Hulk. I don't know what the issue number is on this one. Not sure, but there it is right there. Here's Bad Company, which I never heard of. This one's issue number 3, made by Quality Comics. Excuse me. Here's Knights of Pendragon, issue number 8, right here. There's the back. Then we got Psi Force. I think it's short for Psychic Force. And this one's issue number 23. And the last one we have here is a New Mutants comic book, issue number 75. Nice to have that, so I've got about 4 or 5 New Mutants comic books now in my collection. Pretty cool. So what does that leave us with? Well, we're getting close to the video games, folks. And we're already at, what, 18 minutes, I think? Almost 19 minutes. Look at that. So we may not have an hour video today. But we still got some good stuff. I feel it's some good stuff. So the day I went to see the third Minions movie, before I went to the movie theater, I decided to stop at Five Below and pick up some candy and a Monster to drink for my movie. I had to sneak it in because they don't normally allow you to bring it in. I just don't like paying the concession stand prices, you know what I mean? They're just outrageous. So I bought a couple candies, bought some gummy bears or gummy worms, some Reese's Fast Break, some Mike and Ike's, and I got this Pez Sonic thing, which I decided to keep sealed. I got it for $5. I thought it was pretty cool, and it's video game related, so of course I liked it. Sonic the Hedgehog Pez dispenser, pretty cool. So now that it's like this, when I get done, I'm gonna pop one of these things in the Pez thing and start eating them up until they're gone. But I'll hold on to the Pez dispenser itself because that's pretty cool. To find this at Five Below was awesome. For $5, can't beat that. I also did surprisingly find, couldn't believe they had it, but they did have a bottle of soap there for $6. You know, I bought a bottle of Irish Spring soap for $6. Can't go wrong. Or $5. It was something like that, $5 or $6, around that price. But I felt like it was going to be a little bit cheaper than Walmart, so I bought it there at Five Below. The only thing that really sucks though is like I went to the video game store there, J Street Video Games, to buy some games. They had no bags whatsoever. So when I went to Five Below, I had to purchase this bag, and it charged me $2. I gotta say thanks to Matthew, because that employee there, I went back to him, bought another game, actually gave me the $2 for this. So that was really nice of him, because he felt bad. But they didn't have any plastic bags there, so they didn't have a choice, you know? Sorry, I just had to check on that because I saw it bouncing up and down. Like, what the hell? What the hell happened there? I just want to make sure it's still recording. But yeah, so it was nice of him to do that for me, give it back to me, you know? Oh, before we show the games, yes, I got 3 posters here. I got a Star Wars Mandalorian and Grogu. These used to all be like $5. They raised it $1, so they were $6 a piece. They went up $1. I can't believe them. The bigger ones, the longer one posters are like basically this fucking big, like that. But just picture the two of these together, but just trim like a couple inches off of it. Those are like $8, you know, or $9. I don't know why they're raising the prices on it. I guess it's because people are buying it up, you know. So I got a Star Wars one right here, you know. And then I got a Godzilla one right here. It's pretty cool. And then we got another one. I got a Super Mario Galaxy movie poster, which is pretty cool right there. Let's go ahead and open these up and show you guys what it looks like. Might as well, right? You want to see what it looks like. So let's just go ahead and do it. Let's do it. Check it out. Isn't that cool? That's going to look great on my wall. I never saw this movie, but I see it's available to watch here on YouTube, so I'll probably rent that movie, you know. But I do own the first one. I saw the first movie, and I thought it was actually a really good video game movie. But stay away from that Mario movie from like 1994. That movie fucking sucked. That movie was shit. Don't buy that movie on DVD, even if you see it for like $3. Don't waste your money. I mean, if you find it maybe for $1 or $2, and you're a collector of all the terrible movies in the world, then go ahead. But pay more than $2 for it, you're an idiot. Don't do it. That movie's terrible. That Super Mario Bros. Movie, don't waste your time. You're better off with the animated Mario movies. They're actually good, you know. Alright, let's move on and show you this one. Godzilla. Pretty cool to have this. They had some other ones like, you know, Stranger Things, It, Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm Christian, so I stay away from things like that. And then they had some corny ones like Winnie the Pooh and K-pop Demon Hunters and Bluey. I didn't really care about those, so I just didn't buy them. You know, I'm not putting things on my shelf, on my wall here. Either of those walls or over here behind me. that I'm not interested in. It's just a waste of money to do that. Just not doing it. Here it is. Check it out. Look at that Godzilla poster right there. Isn't that awesome? Pretty cool stuff, guys. Pretty cool stuff. It's one beast. Godzilla is someone you don't want to mess with. And they had like the Chinese letters there too, the Japanese letters. Pretty legit. Yep. Last one here. I still haven't seen the Star Wars movie, unfortunately. They didn't have it in the theater still because they were moving a couple other movies in there. The Minions movie and stuff, so I had to see the new Minions movie in its place. Which it was a decent film. I reviewed it on my channel here. If you want to check out that video, that would be greatly appreciated. Alright, here's the last one. I think this one got a little damaged. Gee, how did that happen? I must have dropped a box on it or something. It got a little damaged. Still, there it is. Pretty cool. It's a Yoda on the front. And that robot, Boba Fett, I think is his name. And the little small creatures there with Yoda. Pretty cool. I heard semi-decent things about the new Star Wars movie. Some people liked it, some people hated it. Alright, so now that we got that out of the way, now it's time for the games. Yay! Yay! You want to see the games? You're going to see the games. That's what you guys mainly come here for, is to see the games. So I can move these comic books out of the way. Alright, we're going to show you big stacks of these games. Probably got about 30 games here to show. Some I picked up at J Street Video Games and some I picked up off of eBay. And there might have been a couple of games that I picked up from Mr. Deals. So starting out we have The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I finally got this in my collection. It's one of the best games on the system, the Nintendo Switch. Excuse me, or the Wii U. Great game, glad to have this in my collection finally. I'm looking forward to playing this soon. Got a PS2 game here from J Street Video Games called World Heroes Anthology. Pretty cool to have that. It's a fighting game. It was decent from what I played of it. You know, he had a few Xbox games there that I was interested in. He had another one called Staked, S-T-A-K-E-D. Well, I couldn't find the disc, unfortunately, so I couldn't get it. They had MotoGP there, but it was in a generic-ass case, and it was just a disc, and there was no manual or anything, so I passed on it. And all the other games that I saw there, other than these two, they were all ones that I had, or they were just some crappy sports games like Top Spin 2 or NCAA Football 2004 and 2005 and Tony Hawk's. Tony Hawk's decent, but I already have a lot of the Tony Hawk games, so I just passed on them. And they had a couple of shooting games, but they weren't ones that I needed. I had Pariah, I had Halo, I had Halo 2, you know. There was a few others, you know, and they might have had the Project Gotham racing games, the first two on Xbox, but I didn't really care for those games. Yeah, they had like probably about 40 or 50 Xbox original games, but just most of it was just rubbish, or it just wasn't ones I needed. You know, there were ones I had. So anyways, I got I'll show this real quick. James Patterson, Women's Murder Club, Games of Passion. You know, I actually really like James Patterson. I think he makes a lot of good novels. So when I saw there was a game of this, I was intrigued by it, and it was cheap too. $7 for this game. I said, okay, sure, what the hell. And I went ahead and I picked the damn game up, and I'm really glad I did. Never played it before, but recently started playing it, and it seems like a decent visual novel, murder mystery, puzzle solving type of game. Really surprised by this. This might make my Wii hidden, or not Wii, my Nintendo DS games rather, hidden gems video. If I ever do one of those, this might end up in there somewhere. Not too bad. Alright, here are the Xbox games I got. I got Commando Strike Force, which is a shooting game I didn't own. I know it's also on the PS2. In fact, I think at one point I had it for the PS2, but I traded it in. So it's great to have this back in the collection again. For $5, you can't really go wrong, because it's a great World War II shooter. Really fun. And then this is a sports game, but it's one of the better ones, one of the higher end ones. There's sport games that are really on the high end, then the ones that are average, and the ones that suck balls. This one's on the higher end, I feel. It's WrestleMania 21. WWE, I believe. Yeah, WWE. I wasn't sure if it was WWF or WWE. I know around this time they had some licensing things going on. They had changed it to WWE instead of WWF, but I wasn't sure. But yeah, this was pretty good. It's nice to have that. I got this for $10. I mean, $10 really can't go wrong. The last game in here I picked up is a Nintendo Switch game, which honestly I bought this on a whim, but I'm actually really glad I bought it, because when I looked up some gameplay of it, it's a hack and slash game. Yeah, I had never even heard of before. Paid $30 for it, and I'm satisfied with that. I still haven't played it though. I haven't had a chance to play it because of working a full-time job, but I'm looking forward to playing it. And that is Ultra Age. Really nice to have that in his collection now. Pretty cool. Looking forward to playing it. I'm stoked to play it. I like hack and slash type of games. Did I show that good? There we go. Alright, let's take a quick drink and then we'll continue on, because we got more games to show. We're not done yet, folks. Get some more ice for that though. Got a couple of games from Dennis. I got the Motley Crue game that's on Sega Genesis. I was very surprised that he had it. He's selling a Sega Genesis currently for about $60, I think. But honestly, Dennis, I think you should sell it with a game or two, because people will be more intrigued to buy it if it has cords, a controller, and the system works good. And you sell it with like Sonic 2 and like maybe a baseball game and I don't know, Shakan the Forever Man or Spider-Man or something like that, you know. Or throw something crappy in there too, like Shaq Fu or something, like something that sucks, but still sell it for like 60 or 70 bucks, you know. You'll get good money off of it. Maybe you could get 75, who knows. But I picked up Crew Ball for about $12. I mean, loose cart. I never played Crew Ball. I heard it's like a pinball game, but it focuses on like Motley Crue music and stuff. So that's pretty cool. I like some Motley Crue songs. Not a huge fan of them, but you know, this was the game that they had, so I'm looking forward to playing it. No, Aerosmith had a game back in the day, Revolution X. That game was terrible. But Crew Ball, I heard, was actually a decent game. So, this is a pinball game. It wasn't a shooting game. So, who knows? Maybe I'll like it. And this one I got off the seller, and the seller sold it to me. All three of these games. Buy two, get one, half off, I think it was. The seller had some other games, but they were just garbage. They were just crappy DS games like Strawberry Shortcake and those styleless games where you curl women's hair and do makeup and shit. Like, I'm not interested in playing that shit on my DS. Like, fuck that. I'm not playing that bullshit. You know what I mean? I want some good stuff on my DS. So I picked up Insecticide, Battle of Giant Dinosaurs, which I own that on the Wii, but I don't think it's the same game on the DS, so I got that. And G-Force, which is a movie license game, so it could suck, but I don't really know because I haven't played it yet. And I heard that there's a few decent licensed games on the DS, like Spider-Man 2 and 3. And I heard the Chronicles of Narnia game and the Percy Jackson game on the DS actually had some merit to it. And the Thor game, too. So there's a couple of good licensed games on the DS, but I know most of the time, like 8 times out of 10, licensed games pretty much suck. Here it is. It was wrapped in some other bubble wrap and then like in a small box, but I threw that away. I just kept it in like this. I'm still waiting for that case to come in the mail with like 20 slots to fit your DS cartridges in it. It'd be nice to have that. I've ordered 2 of them, so I figured I'd fill up one really quickly. So I ordered 2 of them, so I should be okay. If I come across any loose DS games. But yeah, there's that. This I also got from Dennis. This was a nice pickup. It's Streets of Rage 4 for the Nintendo Switch. Nice to have that in my collection now. I played the other ones on Sega Genesis. Don't own those cartridges physically, but I played it through the Sega Genesis collection on PS4 and Xbox One. I played the PS4 version. And I also played it through the other game on PS3 and Xbox 360, Sonic's Ultimate Genesis collection. So that's how I played the first 3 games. Because I don't own any of the cartridges. And now I own the 4th game, so nice to have that. It's a good side-scrolling beat-em-up series. I'm glad they brought the series back because it had been, 20 plus years or so, 28 years, some shit, since they did that with this fucking game. So it's nice to have another one in the series. And this came out a few years ago, let's see. 2022, I think is what it says, or 2023. Yeah, came out in 2022. It says on the copyright in the back. So, pretty cool. Glad to have it. I will start with this deck. We'll get these out of the way. Got Volvo Drive for Life, a Xbox exclusive, I think. It's a racing game. Looking forward to checking that out, seeing my thoughts on the game, if it sucks or not. Alright, got this one. This one's a little out of my Wii reach. Like, I wasn't really looking for this game. I just stumbled across it. But that's happened to me a few times. Like Penny Racers was one. I ended up stumbling across and picked it up. And I think there was 1 or 2 other times. Go back to the older pickups videos, just see that. That it wasn't something I really needed. But I decided to pick it up because it had merit to it for the weight. And I am on a Wii Quest journey to finish off that Wii journey of all the good Wii games. But some of them are kind of pricey. Pandora's Tower is not at a price I want to pay, And there's a few others like Fire Emblem, Radiant Dawn that are really good, but it's just too expensive. So I doubt I'm going to get those anytime soon, unless I find it for cheap. Centipede Infestation, right here. Pretty cool to have that. Alright, then I got Samurai Showdown Anthology. Nice to have that. Paid $33 for it off of eBay. Kind of expensive, but better than some games. Because I said, some games, like I had mentioned, Pandora's Tower and Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn, are going for around $100 right now. Maybe a little over $100. So, those prices are crazy. $20, $30 is nothing compared to $100, especially when you're on a budget. I got No More Heroes 2 Desperate Struggle right here. Pretty nice to have that. Pretty cool. There's one more Wii game in here somewhere. I'm gonna find it. Ah, here we go. I found it. Might as well show this one off too. I paid 38 bucks for it, but I have it in my collection. It's Data East collection right here. Hold it like that because it's in one of those old Blockbuster cases. I could easily get another case somehow, some way, and switch it out with a better case. But disc is in pretty good shape, and here's the manual. At least I think it is in good shape. Let's see. Yep, flawless. Not a single scratch on it, so I'm happy about that. Alright, we still got more to go through. I got Rune Factory 5 from Dennis for the Nintendo Switch. He actually gave me a $14 discount on this, like, because I bought a couple games from him, 4 games recently. Although 2 were not for me, they were for my friend John. But I got this game for $1 because he reimbursed me the 14 bucks, so I paid $1 for this. So not bad to get this game for $1. Thank you very much, Dennis. I appreciate that. I never played any of the Rune Factory games. I know there's 2 on the Wii and there's 1 or 2 on the 3DS and the DS, possibly the PS2 or the PSP. Pretty cool. Looking forward to getting into that soon. I picked up Outbreak Collection Part 1. It is a used copy because I can tell by the shrink wrap this is not an official seal. But I got Part 1. There is another one. There's Part 2. And then I think I have all the Outbreak games. I don't have Part 2. There's also Contagious Memories, which I do own. Alright, next up we have is Professor Layton in the Diabolical Box. Like I said, I love detective games. This one's a bit more cartoony, a bit more kid-friendly. There isn't a lot of blood and gore. There's no drug references in it. Oh wait, I'm wrong. There's alcohol reference in it and a little bit of violence. But the violence is to be expected. But pretty good game. Looking forward to getting into this. It's really fun. There was a seller that had a bunch of DS and 3DS games in the lot, and I bought it for 180 bucks. Really nice to have them in here. I'll briefly show these. Got Jagged Alliance, Lux Pain. This is all in one lot too. And I bought it because the games were decent, you know. Like there were some other lots that had them. Had DS games, like 15 or 20 DS games in there, but the majority of the games were terrible. Terrible, garbage ass, muddy ass crap that I was not going to buy. You know, like it had a few good games in there, but overall the game stunk. So I wasn't interested. But then I finally came across one that had some good games in here. So I picked it up. Code of Princess for the Nintendo 3DS. Man, I'm glad to have this in my collection. For it being in the lot, you know, 180 bucks, not bad, especially when this game's going for like 70 to 90 bucks, man. James Norris, Hollywood Crimes. I do have this cart only, but now to have a complete copy is an upgrade for me. Because this thing is complete. Yep. Oh, manual just fell out. Whoops. Complete. So pretty cool to have that. And pictures like that. Got Puzzle Quest right here. I heard it's like an RPG puzzle game. It's also on the PSP, at least the first game was. So pretty cool. Puzzle Quest 2 in there. And then there's Rooms, the main building, which is a good game. It is a good fun puzzle type of game. I have played this before. Sent this one to my girlfriend too. Here's some more from that same seller. We got Touch Detective, the first one. I know there's also Touch Detective 2.5. I don't know why they call it a 2.5 though, to be honest with y'all. Should just call it Touch Detective 2. What the hell is the half for? They did that shit with Naked Gun. The second one was called 2.5. It made no sense. Here's again, which I heard is another detective game. Pretty cool to have that. I like detective games. Here we have Gravity, which I know this game's also on the Wii, but it's also on DS apparently. And I heard this is a decent puzzle game. And we have two Zenses. We have Zenses, Zenses, Zen Garden, and Rainforest. I looked them up because I had no idea what the hell these games were. Found out they're both puzzle games, so pretty cool. I'll try them out, you know. I'm somewhere in the middle with puzzle games. Some I like more than others. Some I don't really care for. I know Tetris is great. So is Dr. Mario, you know. So who knows? Maybe I'll like them. You never know until you try it. You never know. And Puzzle Quest Galacticus or Galacticrix, Galactorix. I don't know how you pronounce that. That's probably the worst pronunciation of it, but I tried. At least I tried. There. I didn't even know that one existed, to be honest with you. That one threw me off. I knew about the first two, but I didn't know about that one. Alright, we're still going. SpongeBob Atlantis Square Panis. I think it's also available on the Wii. Heard that's a decent game. Exit DS. Another puzzle game. Puzzle platformer game. I know there's also one on the PSP as well. Never played that one. Never owned it. Here's probably the well, I'll save it for the DS review. Here's Boogie. I'll save it for the review. If you know me and see my Wii collection, pretty much know my thoughts on Boogie. It's ass! Ass! Transformers animated, pretty nice to have that. Mega Man ZX, this one I actually had to pay a premium price for, about 32, 33, 34 bucks. But that's to be expected, I guess, because it's like Mario and Zelda and Metroid and stuff. And even Pokemon, you're going to pay more money if you want a premium title like this. But it is nice to have a Mega Man game in my collection. And it's a great game on the DS. One of the best games. We're almost done. Alex Rider Stormbreaker. It's a licensed game, but it's a decent licensed game. You know, I think it's decent. You know, based on a kid who's like, I think 15 years old and he's a super spy. I like this type of stuff, so had to get it. It's cheap. About 12 bucks. Can't go wrong. 12 bucks. Oh, I forgot to mention, this one was actually in the stack of games from that same seller. This is a crappy game, but I guess, you know, I didn't mind buying it because it's just one crappy game in the lot. This. My Japanese Coach. Who wants to learn Japanese on a DS anyways, or Chinese? They have a couple of these. My Chinese Coach, my Trainer Coach or something. And I think they have My French Coach one. Who wants to learn that? Who the fuck is going to learn anything from something like this? Honestly, I don't understand anybody that would. I don't know. It's kind of a crap game. MX versus ATV Untamed. Wanted to try this out on the DS. I played the console versions and they were pretty good. Excuse me. Sonic Rush, one of the best games on the system, hands down. One of the worst games on the system, handheld and on the consoles. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. This one I had to settle for a loose cart because it was just too expensive to complete. So I got a loose cart of it. But the seller sent me a case, which was nice. I thought they would send it in a plastic bag. But I So it was nice to give me a DS case. And it's Metroid Prime Hunters. Pretty cool to have that. I marked it on the front there, Metroid Prime Hunters in the spine. That way if I ever put it on the shelf like this, I can actually scan my eyeballs and see it says Metroid Prime Hunters on it. So I don't like have to pull it out and just be like, oh, is this something I want to play today? Oh, it's not? Well, maybe it is. You know, instead of guessing, it's written on there, so I know. Alright, I'm going to finish this off. SmackDown vs. Raw 2010, I heard it was decent. It plays decent on the DS. It's the only one that does play decently on the DS. What am I saying all this for? I'm just trying to show you the games. This isn't a DS collection review thing. But I guess I just like to make it as interesting as possible anyways. Retro Atari collection. Got 10 Atari games there. Crash Bandicoot Boom Bang. Professor Layton in the Curious Village. Nice to have that. There's 4 Professor Layton games on the system. 3 out of 4 of them are really cheap. The Last Spectre, that one's not cheap. That one's like $50 to $70. Loose Cart might be able to get a little cheaper though. That one doesn't belong in there because that one I already shown way long ago. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. A shooter game on the DS that's not bad. New Super Mario Bros. Obviously a great one. Mushy Monsters, Mushlings, Theme Park. I'm not going to show that one either because that one I already showed a long time ago. This one's Mario vs. Donkey Kong. This one is basically just a cart in a case. I don't have the manual for it or the cover art, unfortunately. So it's basically a loose cart with the case. The Mommy Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. Got Lego Ninjago. This one I actually got off of Dennis for $10. I'll try it out, see how it is. The Lego Batman ones and the Lego Indiana Jones, I own those as well on the DS, and they play decently. So we'll see if I like this one just as much. I may not, but then again, you never know. I might. Spyro Shadow Legacy. The only Spyro game I picked up on the DS. I'm not picking up the other ones because I already own them for either PS2 or the Wii. All the other ones are just ports of the PS2 or Wii versions. That one is exclusive to the DS. So I'm like, I'll just get that one. Oh, and then there's this in here, which isn't really Tenchu Dark Seekers, but this isn't really part of this because I've had this for like a year or two. So a couple of these got mixed up in my other DS games that I have. Well, I think that's it. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this pickups video and that you found it entertaining. I'm not planning on doing any more pickups videos for a very long time because I got an album to work on and I need money for that. I got a lot of bills that I got to pay. Miles needs to eat daily. I need to eat. Mom and Terry need to eat daily. You know, I've got to keep a roof over my head. So I've got to start saving the money, you know. And I have been saving it. I didn't spend as much money on games. So, you know, I'm done for now. You know, I'm not going to a comic book store for a while. Let's say I have like a really good special, like giving away free comic books, and I'll go and I'll buy a couple of issues. I won't go crazy, spend like $150 or something crazy like that. Maybe 20, and get the free issues along with that. But no, I'm not going to be buying any comic books anytime soon or any games. I'm pretty much good. The only game that wasn't shown in this video, there's one or two PS5 games. We had this Street Fighter 6 for PS5 that's coming in the mail. That's expected sometime next week. That I'll have that. Got that brand new for $25 off of eBay. Really not bad. I'm glad I waited for the price to drop on that. Picked that up. That was a pretty good deal. And there's another game on PS5 that I got. It's called Souls Alive, Ark Souls Alive, something like that. Yeah, that's coming in the mail soon too. I got that for like 21 or 22 bucks. So pretty cool to have that. And one other DS game is coming in the mail. It's Tony Hawk's American Skate Land, not Wasteland. They changed the name. Tony Hawk's American Skate Land. So that will be coming in the mail very soon. Well, that's all I got to say. Thank you for tuning in. I am your host, Larry the Batman Fan. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and God bless you. Take care. Peace.